welcome back to the Main Event podcast. Many things to discuss here on this Thursday evening, as always. I'm Jez, that's Dan. How the devil are you, sir?
Yeah, I'm not bad. The sun's been out today, so been not bad. How the devil are you?
Yeah, I'm all right. Yeah, I noticed the sun was out for the brief period of time that I left the house today, but unlike a lot of other parents on the playground waiting to pick up their children, I was not fooled by the sunshine. I realised that there may be sunshine, but there is also a cold wind attached to it. And I put on my hoodie and my coat and was rewarded for my old manliness by not being cold. So there you go. Yeah. But I mean, for September, it's not bad. And considering it's now October and time is flying, and I haven't realised, that's even better, I guess.
Yeah. Time flies when you're having fun.
And I start a new part-time job tomorrow, so that's going to be busy jazz. But that will not stop us talking about wrestling every week, watching wrestling, and all that kind of stuff. I'm a bit crammed into my my area today. It's all a bit tight, but I'll make it work.
Push through, man.
I will push through.
Push through.
Yeah. Now then, I should also note that today's episode of the Main Event podcast and all episodes of the Main Event podcast are sponsored by Goat Energy Drinks. Got myself the Funky Goat as usual. You can get yourself a case of this cherry flavored or any of the others by using that code down the bottom there, Jazz10 at goatdrinks.co.uk. Gets you free shipping and 10% off. You need to restock, I guess, after your
I do need to restock. I need to see if I have the watermelon still. If I have it in, it's always out of stock.
It was out of stock for a while, yeah.
Yeah. I'll have a look later.
I will just enjoy the Goat Energy for you.
You enjoy that
vicariously through me.
Yes, I shall.
And it's also probably time that we update some prediction standings, but I think we'll wait until just before our final topic when we're going to talk about Bad Blood, and we'll see what the scores on the doors are for our World Prediction Championship.
Yeah.
We've got two events to add into the previous score: AEW All Out and New Japan Pro Wrestling Destruction in Kobe. So have to see how we got on there. Right. Shall we kick things off with our first topic of the day?
Let's crack on.
So, first of all, according to Wrestling Observer newsletter, AEW is adding injury time to Rey Fenix's contract, which is said to be nearly, but not quite, 1 year. Whatever that means. This comes on the heels of rumours that both Fenix and Penta El Zero Miedo have signed with WWE, which Penta has come out and denied. Either way, is Tony Khan / AEW right to do this, or should they just let talent go when they want to leave? What do you think?
I think it's almost like they're trying to hang on to the talent for dear life because they're worried they're going to obviously disappear off to a different company and be better in those company. Ethan Page, for example.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like they were using Ethan Page, and it's not even really like they've been using the Lucha Bros recently.
No, they haven't, have they?
All of the people who are rumored to be heading to WWE have been, quietly squashed from television and just put into obscurity, put on the shelf until their contract expires. So I hope that we're not going to have both of these guys shelved for, nearly but not quite a year. While they wait for the contracts to expire. It's funny because, right back at the beginning of AEW and for the first few years when things were going really well for them in terms of getting, new talent through the door, Tony Khan said, I won't resort to the same kind of tactics as WWE to keep people in the building that don't want to be here. So it's interesting how
Didn't last long.
Yeah, it's interesting how things change when, the door seems to be swinging outward rather than inward. And they are losing, a lot of their top people, well, not their top people, but people who can be top people in WWE. Yeah, I'm. I I don't know how I feel about it really. Adding time to contracts, I think it's a bit shady, but at the
Yeah,
same
I think
time,
it's a bit shady and a bit scummy as well. It's a bit like, come on, really? Couldn't help being injured.
no, no, especially considering he was injured. It's not like he was injured outside of AEW. It would
No.
make sense if they'd been injured in Mexico or something, not working for AEW. But
Yeah, yeah,
the injury took place in an AEW ring, so as
yeah,
far as I'm concerned, it's an AEW problem.
yeah,
But they're within their right to do so, and I guess that's what's going to happen. There is, the other distinct possibility that this is all nonsense and that it's not true. In which case, it's just stirring the shit. But
yeah,
we shall see as time goes on where Ray Phoenix and Penta go and whether we'll see them at all for the rest of
yeah,
2024 or not. Really,
yeah. We'll see.
yes, indeed.
Yeah. On the topic of AEW, in conjunction with the 5th anniversary of Dynamite yesterday, the company announced a new TV rights deal with Warner Brothers Discovery that will keep Dynamite and Collision on TBS and TNT, as well as adding their entire library, including new pay-per-views, to the Max streaming service. What do you think about the new TV rights deal and the state of AEW 5 years on television?
Yeah, I think it's a great thing for AEW, obviously, that they've got this new extended contract. I feel like the Warner channels, TNT, TBS, are the best place for the majority of AEW programming. They've been their partner since the beginning of the company, as Dynamite has been doing well the entire time. Collision, kind of mixed since it was brought in last year, but certainly they would like it to be a solid second show for Turner every week. I think it's great as well that they're adding the pay-per-views to Max. It's still going to cost people extra to watch them. It's not like WWE on Peacock or latterly on Netflix, as it will be next year, where it's all included for your subscription price. But I still think another way to watch the pay-per-views is definitely a good thing. Bleacher Report just shut down in the US, so they lost a main streaming place for them to do that. It's on other places, obviously. YouTube is probably the easiest place to watch the pay-per-views now that they've added them there. But Max, I think, will be a good thing for them. The interesting thing for me about these TV rights announcements is no mention of Rampage whatsoever.
No.
So
was there?
It sounds
Rampage
like that
is just going to
go and that'll
fade away into the nothingness.
Which, good, because it hasn't been decent for a very long time. And I do think there's only really room for 2 programs with AEW at the moment. While the roster is quite big, between 3 programs plus Ring of Honor as well, it's just stretched a little bit too thin from a creative point of view. The other thing to consider with that is we still have the rumored Fox program that still may come, which would be a 3rd program and could just take the place of Rampage and happen at that time on a Friday. But I think AEW is in a good place. It gets a lot of stick for not selling out the hard camera side and all that kind of nonsense. But what people don't seem to realize with all of that is that was happening in WWE for years, and it's going to happen. Perhaps the decision should be made to move into slightly smaller arenas. If nothing else, it creates a better atmosphere when the whole place is jumping rather than empty space echoing back at you. But they're bringing in enough of an audience every week to justify staying on the road and justify doing all of these things. I don't really think it's that big a deal. Like, you think about other sports, pardon me, in the States especially, like Major League Baseball, they very rarely sell out, and they have like 5 games a week during their season. Nobody's saying, "Oh, the Red Sox are in trouble. They haven't sold out their hard cam section." It's like, no. All they really need to worry about is making enough money to pay for the rental of the arena for that day, and that it looks good on television. And at no point has it really been obvious that there aren't as many people there as could be. So I think haters gonna hate, and need to shut their mouths and just let it happen. Like, what do you want? AEW to go under and to go back to just WWE again? Do you remember what that was like for like 15 years? Like, it brought us some of the worst times in wrestling, that there was no competition
the PG
whatsoever.
era.
Yeah, great, wonderful. Let's not
You
go back
loved
to that,
it.
please.
You loved it, really.
Oh yeah, and you can go back and look at our early episodes to realize how much I loved it in 2019 and 2020. Speaking of things we said in 2019, 2020, whenever it was, after winning the Intercontinental Championship last week on Raw, the belt has finally been upgraded with some blue paint. Is this a good look for the belt? Have they ruined it? What do you say?
I think it does look good, and it kind of goes with Jay's blue color that he kind of wears mostly. This is where I feel like, because when Gunther had it, I feel like just having the black kind of suited Gunther, like thinking back to it, whereas the blue obviously suits Jay. So I think it's one of those things of, does the title suit the person? And this definitely suits Jay, really. So
yeah, I mean, if you look at the the image down next to me on the main feed, it looked good in black. I thought it was a nice look. But back when they brought in this new championship belt design, I think it was Sami Zayn that held it first, or maybe it was Shinsuke Nakamura.
No, it was Shinsuke. Sami Zayn gave it to Nakamura when Sami was like this weird manager.
His
Nakamura,
weird manager thing. Yeah, that was see previous weird non-competitive times. Back then we immediately said, that belt looks good. It needs a splash of blue on it where the world is and things, to make it look a bit more like the old Intercontinental Championship from the Attitude Era, and B, so that it isn't just one solid color of gold, black, looking boring. So I almost feel vindicated that we asked for this what must have been 4 years ago, and it took 4 years, but we finally got what we want. It's nice to be given what we want. All they need to do now is remove the testicles from the front of the United States Championship, and we'll be home free. Ye old ball bag belt,
Yeet old ball bag belt.
You said it, not me.
Oh, let's move on before you say anything else. Brock Lesnar was added to the active roster list on WWE.com this week. Brock has not been on WWE television since it was revealed that he was in the alleged sex trafficking and exploitation perpetrated by Vincent Kennedy McMahon.
Damn it.
Are you looking forward to the prospect of Brock Lesnar's return? And should he be allowed to return, considering everything that's going on?
I think from a corporate standpoint, not speaking personally or anything, I think as putting on my executive of Endeavor
businessman.
WWE head, I would say no. There's no real need to bring him back. The bad outweighs the good. All him being back is going to do is draw attention, negative attention, to the WWE and to Endeavor as a whole. And I just don't feel like it's necessary. He's not going to come in and do anything particularly new. He's pretty much been through the entire upper echelon of that roster. So unless he's going to come back and be put in the mid card and fight people like Jey Uso and LA Knight, and which is not going to happen, let's be honest.
No.
I don't see what really new he particularly has to offer. So as far as I'm concerned, no, I'm not excited for a Brock Lesnar return. Not even considering all of the the lawsuit and the sex trafficking and all that kind of thing. I don't really see what creatively is there for him on television.
Yeah.
Not to mention all of the other reasons that he probably shouldn't be there.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of people that have been saying they'd like to see Brock Lesnar and Gunther mix it up. But I'm sure we can live without that.
I think we can definitely live without that. I mean, you had the opportunity to have that kind of match when you had Bobby Lashley on the roster, and you just didn't do that. Like Gunther and Bobby Lashley would have been just as good, if not better, than Gunther Brock Lesnar. If you're really that bothered about getting some hard, meaty man in to fight with Gunther, you've still got Braun Strowman there. Fly in Tomohiro Ishii, do a little collab with New Japan. Like a Gunther Tomohiro Ishii match would be pucker.
That'd be great.
I would say
Tomohiro Ishii with his mountain of shoulder muscles.
They would just slap the absolute piss out of each other, and it would be great. So I don't know what Brock Lesnar brings to WWE in 2024, and I don't feel the need to find out either. So
he brings nothing.
Let's hope he's just been added to the roster so that they can tease people, sell some merchandise, maybe even throw it in as a swerve, because a lot of people are saying that they added Brock Lesnar to the roster to make it seem like he was coming back at Bad Blood, but actually it's The Rock that will return at Bad Blood. And if we put Brock Lesnar there, people will talk about him and everybody will forget about the idea of The Rock.
Maybe. I think that's an interesting theory.
I don't think it's a theory that would work, because obviously everyone's gone, oh, maybe it's a red herring, but the idea is there at least. But no, we don't need no Brock.
Who knows?
Brock is a fella ain't get no love from me, in the words of TLC. Moving on. This past Tuesday saw the premiere of NXT on the CW network and featured the return of Cora Jade, who cost Julia the NXT Women's title, Trick Williams winning the NXT title, brand new championship belts, and a new NXT logo, which if you're watching on YouTube or Twitch or Facebook, you can see.
Down da.
What are your opinions on the new NXT on the CW and the debut on network television? Did it meet the hype? Has it set up the brand for future success?
The new black and silver NXT.
Like pirates.
Thank God they got away from multicolored NXT. But I thought it was a good show. Actually, I think it set it up well. They did it in quite a big way, I think. It was almost like pay-per-view way, because it was quite big.
Yeah.
The Julia Perez match was good, especially with Cora Jade getting involved. Trick Williams, Ethan Page, CM Punk as referee. That was great. The NXT titles, new NXT titles, what do you think of the look of them?
I think they're bland. I don't think there's anything special to them at all. They're fine. they're passable, but I think any of the beautiful texture that existed in the previous version of the NXT title, you know, that the kind of cross hatching behind everything, that's all gone. It's all just smooth and plain, and they've whopped a big old logo on there. So I'm not enamored with them, but also the color had to go because that wasn't what NXT was. I love that they put that color on the NXT championships, and then about 2 weeks later they're like, right, we're done with 2.0. Let's move to black or gold and white is what they used in
gold and white, white and gold
in that period. But I do think it needed to happen, but they could have just kept the exact same design but put the new NXT logo across the middle and filled the gaps with the same kind of texture that they'd already used. So I'm not hugely keen. I enjoyed the first episode on the CW, the premiere, but I felt like it could have had a few more big surprise impact moments. You know, that there's a few things in the pipeline that we've been waiting for. You know, the Motor City Machine Guns have been rumored for ages. You could have had any number of big debuts. I know we had Cora Jade coming back, which was cool, but let's be honest, it doesn't quite make the same kind of splash as Stephanie Vaquer turning up, for example. You know, we're still waiting for that. I think we're going to get these kinds of things next week because NXT is head to head with AEW next week on AEW Title Tuesday. But
great.
But NXT have struggled to sell tickets for St. Louis, so they're going to have the same kind of taped off prospects as AEW have been having for the last few months. So it was fine. I don't think it necessarily was the biggest splash, and it hasn't made the kind of splash they wanted in the ratings. They wanted to go over 1 million. They didn't quite make it, somewhere in the 900,000 region. But I don't think that necessarily means that the brand is in a bad place. I think it will continue to grow strength to strength, and tap into that TV 14 market that they want. It's the first of the WWE shows to go TV 14 instead of being PG. So let's rock with that and get some hardcore stuff on network television. Why not?
Hardcore.
Yeah. Any final thoughts on NXT?
No, it's just the titles. Somebody put it right. They look a bit like the UFC titles.
Yeah, they do actually. Now that you mention it,
and I can't unsee it now.
Yeah, it does look like an octagon with a giant logo in the middle. Yeah.
It's almost like WWE have merged with somebody.
Who knows who?
Yeah. Sticking with WWE. WWE.
Before we do, let me just interrupt you. Shall we have a look at our predictions before we move into our final topic?
Yes.
The day. So, World Prediction Championship right here over my shoulder.
The only title that counts.
The only title in the main event podcast. So definitely the most prestigious in our history. We came into the competition. I had 35. You had 29. So I'm got a nice cushy lead there. We've got 2 scores to add in. First of all, from almost a month ago now. Oh, actually, a month ago now. AEW All Out. I didn't do so well on that one. I only ended up with 6. You did pretty well. Ended up on 9.
Yeah, so baby.
A few points clawed back for you there. New Japan Destruction in Kobe from this past Sunday. A little better from me. I ended up on 6. And you ended up on 5, so I saved myself a point there. Which means that the scores on the doors as we head into Bad Blood this weekend and Wrestle Dream the following weekend, I am on 47 and you are on 43.
Yeah, I've got a couple of points back.
Yeah, you know, clawing it back slowly, and I can make the same derpy decisions that I did for AEW. I've no idea what happened there, to be honest. I expected to do a lot worse for Destruction because I took a few punts, but those punts paid off, and they did
There
not
you
at all
go.
for AEW. So there you go. Now, sir, you may
Yeah.
introduce our final
Now I
topic.
mean, so WWE Bad Blood takes place this Saturday from the State Farm Arena in Atlanta, Georgia. The event is the 27th year anniversary of the first Bad Blood event, which featured the first Hell in a Cell match between Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker. Shall we have a look at the match card?
Yes. Now we won't necessarily predict them here. I mean, we can throw in some kind of interim predictions if we want, but let's run through the card and see what we think about it and the build up to it, because we haven't really spoken very much about storylines and things in the last few weeks. So let's have a go there. There is a rumor that the first match on this list is going to be the main event, and perhaps it should be. There's no World Championship match on this show, so why not? CM Punk will face off against Drew McIntyre in the rubber match inside Hell in a Cell. We've said that Bad Blood 27 years ago was the first Hell in a Cell. I think this is like the 6,912th Hell in a Cell match since then. We've had far too many for what is supposed to be a special one-off kind of thing. Did we need this third match, first of all?
Well, I mean, they've both won one, haven't they?
They have.
So they're both on 1-1. So I guess we did just to shut them up. And if they end it here after this, great. If they do a stupid thing and say, "Oh no, we're going to carry it on," that's just dumb.
Yeah, I'm in two minds really. I was quite happy with the resolution following the what was it? Strap match. Touch the ring post type thing. I don't think we need to have a definitive winner between these two at this stage. I felt like it probably could have been put on the back burner until one of these people is world champion. Be that CM Punk or Drew McIntyre. And bring them back together for that rubber match on the basis of, before it was personal, now it's all business and about the championship. I don't think they've added anything. They brought a lot of fire leading up to that strap match. Made them hate each other even more. Whereas in the time since then, they've kept each other apart. They haven't really come to blows in any kind of significant way. So I feel like this is a little bit lackluster now. Will it be a good match? Probably. I expect they'll
probably
pull out all the stops.
There'll probably be loads of stuff going on
and do some extra things. But I also would have been happy if they hadn't bothered and we'd have just had it one each. Nobody knows who the better man is at this stage. Let's save it for later. But we've got it, so I guess
we got it.
We'll see how it goes. Would you care to throw out any early kind of prediction ideas for it?
I think CM Punk probably.
It's quite hard, and I'm probably going to go back and forth between now and Saturday when I have to put
I'm probably going to do that as well, to be honest. At the moment, I'm thinking CM Punk.
I don't really see how either man can afford to lose, really. It's going to push them right down to the bottom. So unless they have some kind of crazy thing happen, oh my God, this could be, if the Brock Lesnar thing is true, this could be where Brock Lesnar turns up.
Oh, jeez.
And attack CM Punk for stealing Paul Heyman from him back in the day or whatever. Yeah, let's hope that's not
God.
true. But
Why did you say that?
I think CM Punk has to win this so that he
Yeah.
can then go on to try and fight for the championship.
To
Otherwise,
have more bracelets.
where does he go from here? Yeah, so I'm leaning towards CM Punk as well, but things could change before I actually submit my predictions to our intermediary, Mr. Harmstone. Next up, I say there's no World Championship matches. I misspoke. There are no men's World Championship matches.
No men's.
There are 2 women's World Championship matches. The first of which that we are going to discuss is the WWE Women's Championship. Nia Jax defending against Bayley.
Ugh.
I think that is the noise, really. Yeah.
Do I care?
I don't. No. I'm more interested in the whole Tiffany Stratton thing than I am Nia Jax or Bayley.
Yeah.
And I don't know how that's going to go. Should she cash in on Nia Jax? Yes. Will that be entertaining when it actually happens? Not as much as they think it's going to be, I don't think. Because it'll turn Tiffany Stratton babyface, and I don't think she should be babyface.
That she should be constantly heel.
Doesn't work as a babyface. So yeah.
What she should do is Bayley should win it at Bad Blood, and then Tiffany Stratton catches in.
Yeah. A good way of doing that might be Bayley wins, and Nia Jax says, "Oh, it's fine. Tiffany's going to give me the briefcase, and I'll cash in." And Tiffany will be like, "No, I'm not doing that." And then she literally runs away. And runs away to Raw, like gets herself traded, so that she doesn't have to deal with Nia Jax. Yeah, and then you can put that on the back burner and let that percolate for a while.
Simmer.
Eventually, Tiffany's the women's world champion on Raw, and Nia Jax is a surprise opponent or ambushes her in the Royal Rumble or something.
Yeah.
So that's the only decent outcome I can see from this personally. I don't care for this match. I didn't enjoy it the first time.
No.
Probably not going to enjoy it this time.
No.
And I don't know what it is. Bayley's just gotten really stale for me in the last couple of months.
Yeah.
I can only think it's because of this feud with Nia Jax. That's all I can think of.
It's the Nia Jax effect.
It is. She makes everything meh.
Meh.
While, breaking people in her path on the way to boringness.
Yeah.
Third match on the card. This certainly won't be boring. We're finally getting Damian Priest versus Finn Balor.
Finally.
Obviously going to be the first of many, I would expect,
Yeah.
This is the traditional singles match that can end in a DQ and might end in a DQ.
Yeah.
So that they can then have ever escalating hardcore stipulations going through to WrestleMania next year, when they'll have the ultimate, stipulation match, probably. Have you enjoyed the breakup of Judgment Day? Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley going it on their own, and Finn Balor having a bit of a paddy that, Damian Priest told him what to do all the time and stuff.
Yeah. I'm kind of upset that Judgment Day is kind of over. I know they've got the new Judgment Day, but that's still not really the Judgment Day. I do kind of like, the Terror Twins. They're kind of fun and they're great. They're literally just like brother and sister. And what I would love to see is Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley take the World Heavyweight Tag Team Championships off Finn Balor and JT McDonough, because that would just be hilarious.
That's not a bad idea. I hadn't even considered that. That would be funny.
Because that'd be funny. Rhea Ripley holding a men's title, because she can.
Yeah.
Why not? Why the hell not?
Yeah. I mean, JD McDonough can take the pin, so that's
exactly
less embarrassing for Finn Balor. But
JD McDonough with his massive head.
He has got a huge head. Yeah. I mean, I can't really talk. My head's pretty big, but he takes
not as big as his
to another level. Yeah. I would be happy with that. That would work for me. I would have preferred in all of this that they, rather than just Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley not being in the Judgment Day anymore, they kind of fought over the name of the Judgment Day. They both had their own versions of the Judgment Day, kind of like you know Bullet Club or the NWO. You've got you could have Judgment Day Street Trash because they're desperate to get that name in there for Balor's group, and then just OG Judgment Day for Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley, and bring someone else in as well.
Apparently, Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley wanted Stephanie Vaquer to join the Judgment Day.
I could see that as a fit, but I think they would need another male member in as well.
Yeah.
And we're way away from Stephanie Vaquer being on the main roster anyway, so the timing just doesn't really work on that.
No.
I can definitely see that as a fit for, a kind of dark stable like the Judgment Day.
Yeah.
But not now. Definitely not now. So do you think double DQ, or do you think that somebody is going to pick up the win here?
I am feeling the double DQ because I think there's definitely going to be shenanigans.
Absolutely,
involved, definitely. I'm really not sure. If I had to pick a winner, I'm not sure.
I think right now I'm leaning towards Finn Balor, but with heavy shenanigans, like more involvement from the rest of Judgment Day, and it being a real dirty referee is distracted, not looking kind of loss.
Low blows and everything.
Yeah. The only way you could beat me is by bringing the entire team and really cheating your ass off, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Could just get Damian Priest winning clean over Finn Balor, but I think that ends the rivalry, and I think there's a lot more of it to go, as we mentioned. So,
I mean, if there's shenanigans and Finn wins with the shenanigans, I guess that could lead obviously to another match. It could be a steel cage match to keep Judgment Day out, and whole of Judgment Day in a shark cage match.
Yeah, it could happen. I mean,
very cramped.
If they wanted to add more people to the Priest and Rhea Ripley kind of group, you could carry this into War Games potentially. I don't know what their plan is for War Games. I expect it's the Bloodline, but
it's probably the Bloodline.
But you could
Bloodline
have
War,
an intergender War Games instead of a women's War Games. Have Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley in it.
Yeah.
You could even add, 2 other women as well. And so, I don't know, 4. Is it 4 for War Games or 5 people? 4 people, isn't it? Or they sometimes do 4.
They sometimes do 5. Yeah, it depends how they feel.
So you could do 5, 3 men, 2 women. And then they've got to go on a heavy recruiting drive to find people to face the Judgment Day, but plenty of people hate the Judgment Day, so yeah. Is Rey Mysterio on Raw? Rey Mysterio's on Raw. Get him in there. Why not?
Yeah, he can beat up Dominic.
Yeah, we haven't seen that before. That's never happened before in the history of WWE, so why not? Yeah. I think that does segue us on quite nicely to the next match. Women's World Championship, Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley. Dirty Dominic Mysterio in a shark cage suspended above the ring.
Custody of Dominic Mysterio.
It's a bit like a custody of Dominic Mysterio match. It wasn't clear. Do they have to climb up a ladder and get Dominic Mysterio from the shark cage to win, or is this
it's just he's there.
That's disappointing. I think it would be better if the person that manages to free Dominic from the shark cage then has to put him back in the shark cage and wins the match. Then it's a bit like King of the Mountain. Do you remember King of the Mountain?
Yeah.
Instead of going to get the title, you have to put the title up there. It should be whoever can drag Dominic Mysterio from like commentary and put him in a shark cage above the ring wins.
I'd watch that.
King of the Shark Cage match.
I would so watch that.
Yeah, let's do it that way. That sounds more entertaining. But just seeing Rhea Ripley put Dominic Mysterio on her shoulders and just carry him up a ladder and throw him into a cage. Like, that's money. It's absolute money.
Just knocking him out,
Licensed
picking him up. Well, I mean, I'd let her pick me up, but anyway.
We digress.
Yeah.
Probably in ways that shouldn't happen. Yeah. This has been a long-awaited match as well. Are you looking forward to Liv and Rhea?
Yeah, I think it'll be good. I think definitely, again, shenanigans. Because, the rest of the Judgment Day aren't in a shark cage.
There is that, yeah.
So they're probably going to come out and help Liv. Damien's probably going to come out and help Rhea. But then Jey Uso might come out and help Rhea.
Yeah, he's not doing anything on this card.
Exactly. So
yeah.
Yeah,
I do hope that they have Rhea Ripley winning this one, regardless of what happens, because I kind of want it to be done with, and I would like this aspect. I know I said we could have this for War Games, but what I would really like is for the Judgment Day to move on and go on to other things.
Yeah.
Otherwise, this is going to continue all the way through to WrestleMania.
Yeah.
I can't really be bothered with that. I mean, Priest and Balor, fine, keep that going, but the Liv and Rhea thing, we've had it on and off for a year and a half now, and it's like, let's just put it to bed. Let's get Rhea Ripley her championship back, and then let's have her go back to destroying people and just facing a bunch of randoms. There's plenty of matches still waiting for Rhea Ripley.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, let's do that. And I am looking forward to the comedy of Dominic in a shark cage. Did you see that on Twitter? James Ellsworth reached out to Dominic and said, bro, I've been there. It's bad, but you'll be okay.
That's funny. I like that.
Yeah, James Ellsworth.
Jesus Christ. We don't need to mention him.
Yeah. Perhaps that's where his chin went. Maybe it went into JD McDonough's forehead. They kind of arrived at roughly the same time.
Or did JD McDonough give a headbutt to James Ellsworth?
Suction it off.
But yeah, he accidentally missed there and actually hit there.
Yeah.
But just went boom.
And just stole his chin.
Yeah.
It could be.
Maybe.
Could be what happened. That sounds scientifically feasible, Dan. That's all I'm saying.
Well, there you go.
And then finally, what will probably be the main event, but who knows? Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns versus the Bloodline, the team of Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu, likely with Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa at ringside. There's also the Kevin Owens and Randy Orton factor. I expect they'll be at ringside as well. Where is this going with Kevin Owens and not being happy with Cody teaming with Roman and all that kind of thing? I can definitely see a world in which Kevin Owens costs Rhodes and Reigns the match. Helping the Bloodline is a weird idea considering everything that's happened, but they are definitely pushing the notion that Kevin Owens feels thoroughly betrayed by Cody Rhodes for teaming up with Roman Reigns after the last 4 years for Owens of being tormented by Reigns especially, but the whole Bloodline, old and new. So that's one option for what we could see. We already dropped the R-bomb earlier. We could see the return of The Rock. That could play a factor here and really get us launched into this road to WrestleMania. I know we're a long way off, but there is another rumor that they want to have The Rock versus Cody Rhodes on the first Raw on Netflix in January for the title. So the build would have to start coming.
After that weird ass segment on that Raw after WrestleMania.
Yeah, when I come back, I'm coming back for you. I'm like, okay, you don't have to go. You could just do it now. Just an
Can
idea.
I hold your title?
When I have finished filming Moana 2, I will be back for you, Cody Rhodes. I'm like,
And I
mate,
will touch your title.
it's 2024. You could just do your ADR for Moana like on the road. Just take a recording studio with you in a truck. It's not difficult, man.
Yeah.
You don't need to be there.
You take a whole gym with you when you go to movies.
Yeah. Just stay doing the ring stuff. I mean, it gives you a chance to have a bit more ring shape on you. You know, not be as gassed as he was at WrestleMania potentially.
Yeah.
So he's had months to prepare.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm kind of looking forward to Moana too. I'm not going to lie. Just going to throw that out there. Have you seen Moana?
No.
Oh, mate, you're missing out. Moana is fantastic. It really is fun.
Please don't sing the song.
Moana, make way, make way. Not that one?
No.
The Rock one?
Yeah.
No. I'll tell you what, I won't sing it.
Mm-hmm.
And for that, what could I say except you're welcome? Yes, got him.
That's it. I'll quit.
Nailed it. Absolutely got him. He can actually get up now, unlike in his previous room. If you tried
you can do this all on your own now.
If he tried to get up perched on his bed in his old room, he'd risk falling over. So now he can actually get up and leave.
Yeah.
It's a funny threat.
So you better be careful.
Any ideas, predictions, thoughts about this tag team match before we
I'm not sure. I'm really not sure because you could have the shenanigans from Bloodline. As you said, you could have The Rock coming back. It's Roman's first match back.
Yeah, since WrestleMania.
There's so many factors. Not sure. Yeah, I need to think about it.
And the other, thing that we haven't even considered is Cody and Roman might not work well with each other, and
exactly
one or the other punches them in the face and leaves, and leaves the other person high and dry. So there are lots of variables. There are a lot of ways this can go, and that's why I feel like this is probably the better main event, because you can end on a real shocking moment.
Yeah,
you're going to struggle to do that at the end of a Hell in a Cell match with Punk and McIntyre. I think that's going to be pretty straightforward, whoever wins. So yeah, well, there you go. Do come back and join us again next week when we'll be running through exactly what did happen at Bad Blood. Any other news that comes out, we will also be discussing, and we will be looking ahead to Wrestle Dream the following weekend, which has already got a pretty stacked looking card, to be fair. Before we go, I do just want to send out some well wishes to Luchasaurus Killswitch.
Yes.
It hasn't really made the news too heavily, but has suffered some ill health and potentially has had pneumonia, and is not very well at all. So best wishes to him. Hope he gets well soon, and hopefully get him back in a ring by the end of this year. But it does seem like that's probably not likely. Yeah. Focus on health first, and we'll see you in 25.
Yeah.
Mr. Dinosaur San. Okay, we're out of here. We'll see you next week. All of the Bad Blood. I could break into a bit of Taylor Swift for you now. We're talking about Bad Blood, but no? Shall I not do that? You're welcome for that as well. We'll see you next week. I've been Jez.
I've been Dan.
This has been the Main Event Podcast / impromptu karaoke session. Bye.
Bye. Kill me.